Good morning from the Grand Canyon. Today going to be hiking the south rim to rim of the Grand Canyon. So the plan for today is to descend the South Kaibab Trail right over here, head down to the Colorado River, and then ascend via the Bright Angel Trail. This hike should be about 18-ish miles with about 5,000 feet of elevation. Someone on YouTube described this hike as a reverse mountain. I think that's a really good way of putting it. The goal today is to not end up like this guy. Unlike most hikes where you gain elevation first, any hike down into the Grand Canyon, you're going to lose it first and then gain it second. So you will probably fly down to the bottom, but then still have 5,000 feet of elevation gain after that. Got the matching socks for today and just enjoying this beautiful sunrise. You may think I am insane hiking in a jacket and pants right now, but even in late September, which is when I'm hiking this, the mornings can be pretty cold here in the desert. So I'd recommend having sheddable layers. Just leaving Point, which is like the first kind of popular spot to just hike down the South Kaibab Trail. It's really pretty. Here's a fun fact that I did not know. The bottom of the canyon is usually like 20 to 30 degrees warmer. So the weather today is actually pretty nice. 70s up top, but I'm fully expecting the bottom to be a sweat fest. Obviously you can see the trail in front of us. I'll be really steady and slow, see if you can see the hikers here. Put this in perspective. Just so massive. So I'm about 1.6 miles down, and finally created some space. The start was awful. I had the perfect timing to start when 2 shuttle buses just dropped people off, and a lot of people are just going to and the ridge back there. For those of you who've watched any of my videos, you know how much I love crowds, but today it's just going to be nature of the game. It's the Grand Canyon. Even though it's a weekday, it doesn't matter. Everybody's on vacation in 2020. Man, the scope of this place is just impossible to put in a camera. It's just so massive. Sun's starting to beat down on me. Put my hat on, about to take my sunglasses out. Now's the perfect time to talk about gear for this hike. So if you want to pick up the awesome socks I'm wearing today, you can check the link in the description below. I'd highly recommend hiking poles for this one. Plenty of water, food of course, salty snacks because you're going to be sweating a lot. A day pack of course. I recommend hiking shoes for this. I don't think hiking boots are necessary, but either will work. Protection from the sun of course. A hat, lightweight, something that you can get wet and dries quickly. Sunscreen of course. Yeah, and layers for the morning in case it is cold when you come here. For all the items I recommend for this hike, you can check the links in the description below to help support the channel. For people asking about water, I brought about 80 ounces of water. So basically like a larger Nalgene and a smaller Nalgene. People will crucify me and tell me that's not enough, but I know how my body runs, especially in the heat. And you also have filling stations all the way up every 3 miles, I think, the Bright Angel Trail. Of course, you need to bring enough water for you personally, but I know I'm gonna get asked that, and that's how much I have on me. I am almost 3 miles in and haven't touched it yet, so I feel like I'll probably have too much, but way better to have too much than not enough. crazy. It's like rounding every corner gives you more insane views. Just about 4.5 miles down, and I just passed a bathroom, and I think there's actually a water station up there. Not that I need it. You can always check the status of any of the water on the trails, either with the park ranger or at the visitor center. They usually have signs saying what's going on. Nice view of the river below. At tip-off point here, see the river below me, all the civilization. To my left, you got the trail basically. There's gonna be a ton of switchbacks to get down to the river. No, I'm just kidding. Pretty much down to the bridge now. See the river below me. Super, super pretty. Right towards the bottom here, you'll reach this trail junction. You can actually take both trails. It doesn't really matter. I want to walk over the two bridges, so I'm going to take the right trail here down to Phantom Ranch. Down at the Colorado River now. Made it down here in just under 3 hours, like 2:40 with filming. Really not too bad, and the breeze is providing a nice reprieve from the heat so far. A little history for the day. So this is actually like an old village down here. These are like the foundations of the houses. Pretty insane. Pretty insane. Noticeably hotter down here. Don't know the temperature, but without the breeze, it's pretty brutal. At the trail junction for North Kaibab Trail and the North Rim, and Phantom Ranch is up there as well. You can get food and stuff. I don't really need anything, so I'm gonna keep going. Absolutely gorgeous down here. Just really hard to leave, honestly. So I just read the information posted down here, and apparently the high down here, Phantom Ranch, is supposed to be 102. Next up, you just have a bit of flats here before you start the climb up Bright Angel. Look at this little guy. Don't know anything about snakes. I'm gonna give him in space. Beginning my ascent up Bright Angel. You got this creek here for a while, and it's a great place to cool off, pump water if you need to, just to relax for a little bit. From this point on, it's going to be straight climbing pretty much all the way to the top of the rim again. I guess I never really talked about this on the way down, but the reason why I'm taking this loop or this rim to rim is because the Bright Angel Trail has far more shade. Obviously it has the water stations I mentioned earlier, and it also has this nice creek. So really those three combinations, it's hard to make any reasoning why you wouldn't do it this way. So I'm hiking back up Bright Angel around 10:30 in the morning, and if this side is shady, man, I would not want to see the other side, because there is some pockets of shade on this, but it's pretty exposed. Luckily, as I get higher, the temperature is dropping and the wind's picking up, but man, I'm sweating my ass off. Amazing what a little water can do. Went from desert to like this green oasis. You can continue straight towards the Bright Angel Trail and the Indian Garden. However, I'm feeling really good, moving great on time. And the last time I came here, I really wanted to do Plateau Point. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that on. It's gonna add about 3 miles of hiking, and it's not gonna have any shade. Bananas. It looks like I'm walking with like a big green screen to my right. It just looks so fake. It's so pretty. Absolutely breathtaking views and absolutely worth the extra 3 miles. You can see down to the Colorado River, and then you can see over to where I came up on the Bright Angel Trail. Just giving you some perspective up here. Absolutely insane. In summary, I definitely think that Plateau Point, if you didn't have time to do rim to rim, but you want to do an awesome hike, look no further. This is far better than anything in the Bright Angel. Like lookouts, way better than any of those. I think it's better than any of the lookouts on the South Kaibab Trail. So if you have the energy and time and fitness or whatever, and you don't want to do rim to rim, do this. From here, you're just gonna finish up your loop and go up Bright Angel right up there. Man, I still can't get over how cool that was. I don't really typically love national parks. I don't want to get into it in this video, but that was one of the cooler things I've seen in a national park. Absolutely gorgeous, and I was lucky enough to have it to myself for a couple minutes. Do that. It's an extra 3 miles. Who cares, man? Add it on for sure. Leaving Indian Gardens now, campground, toilets and all that fun stuff. There is water there as well. And from this point out on the Bright Angel Trail, as long as it's all running, you'll have water every 1.5 miles and a bathroom every 1.5 miles. So it's about 4.5 miles to the top of the canyon. And then I got another like 2.5 to walk back to the car. Whoever said there's a lot of shade on this trail lied. This is the amount of shade I've had so far. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up, back in the sun. Just crazy. 3 miles to go. It's getting very hot. Even though you only have 3 miles left, there's still a ton of elevation. Really the majority of it is still yet to come. So don't let the mileage fool you. Switchbacks are killing me. But just under 2 miles to go. Just past the 1.5 mile marker. Looks like I pissed myself, but I don't care. Water felt so good. Yeah, in terms of my preference, the South Kaibab Trail has much better views, but this one has more shade, even though it's not that much at the bottom. Looking all the way down, there's Plateau Point, just bottomless. Getting close to being done with this, and I'm just gonna provide some final thoughts So this is not dog friendly. It's a US national park, and most of our national parks don't allow dogs anywhere. South Kaibab was far superior in terms of views. I've been to Bright Angel before, so maybe that's a little biased. It's still pretty, don't get me wrong, but South Kaibab you get far more different angles of the canyon than just kind of this one inlet here. With like water breaks and stuff and filming, it's gonna take me about 8 hours, and I moved at a pretty leisurely pace. Definitely wasn't trying to push it. Having said that, I would not say that 8 hours is what it's gonna take for you necessarily, so know your pace. I've been hiking a lot recently at high elevation, 12,000 plus, so my lungs are pretty good. My legs are pretty good right now. Without a doubt, the highlight of this hike was down at the river itself and then Plateau Point. Both were just unbelievably beautiful, and in my opinion, the best views on the south side. Topping out on Bright Angel with Plateau Point. It's gonna be 20.6 miles on the day, so an extra 3 for that. But again, you don't need to do that unless you want to, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. So that's gonna wrap up the South Rim to Rim hike. If you're new to my channel, I do virtual trail guides here at the Grand Canyon and beyond, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like if you found it helpful. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next adventure.